When it comes to marketing for a healthcare practice, there's a huge question that often gets overlooked. Is the money you're spending every month just an expense? Or is it actually an investment? Today, we're going to completely reframe that conversation. We're moving past the old advertising model to show you how to build a digital asset for your practice that lasts. Let's get into it. The easiest way to wrap your head around this shift is with a really simple analogy. On one side, you've got your traditional ads. Just think of this as renting attention. You pay your money, and for a little while, people see you. But the second you stop paying rent, you're out. On the other side, you have healthcare SEO. And this is all about building an asset, something you own, a digital foundation that actually grows in value over time. So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll break down exactly why advertising feels like you're on a treadmill of constant costs. Then we'll dive into what makes SEO a sustainable asset. We'll cover how to build up your digital authority, how to completely own your local market, and of course, how to measure the long-term return on this incredible investment. Okay, so let's start with what we all know. Advertising as a recurring expense. Look, it can be effective for a quick burst of visibility, no doubt, but it operates in a cycle that is completely 100% dependent on you constantly feeding it money. And here's the bottom line. It's really this simple. The results you get from paid ads are tied directly to your budget. The moment you turn off that spending, the flow of new visitors just stops, dead in its tracks. It's like a faucet that only runs while you're paying the water bill. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. In month 1 and 2, you're spending a lot, and yeah, you're getting a lot of patient inquiries. That's great. But look at what happens in month 3. The budget gets cut, and the inquiries just plummet to almost nothing. You're right back where you started, with zero lasting value from all that money you just spent. All right, now let's pivot to the alternative. This is where we stop just renting attention and we start actually building something, a real, sustainable asset for your practice, your digital foundation through search engine optimization. So, what in the world is healthcare SEO? Well, think of it as a whole strategy designed to do one thing really, really well. Make your practice the most trusted, credible, and visible choice, right at the moment a potential patient is looking for the exact care you provide. It's not about interrupting their day, it's about being the answer they were searching for all along. And the business outcomes here are huge. You get much more visibility, which means more patients find you. You build real trust and boost your practice's reputation. And because you're reaching people who are actively looking, you get much higher conversion rates. But the best part? It's incredibly cost-effective, delivering results that keep on coming month after month. So how do you actually build this digital asset? Well, it all boils down to one thing: building your digital authority. This is the bedrock of real patient trust online. I mean, put yourself in a patient's shoes for a second. When they go online to find a doctor, they're hit with the sea of options. It's overwhelming. Their most important question isn't just who's open, it's who can I actually trust with my health? And your digital authority is the answer to that question. It's built on 2 main pillars. First, authoritative content. We're talking articles and guides that prove you know your stuff. And second, a rock-solid reputation, backed up by positive reviews and testimonials from your actual patients. That combination, it's incredibly powerful. The content strategy to build this is actually pretty straightforward. You just consistently create helpful blog posts about common concerns. You develop in-depth educational guides, and you directly answer the questions that people are typing into search engines. By doing that, you systematically become the go-to expert resource. Now, being an authority online is fantastic, but for most practices, let's be honest, healthcare is a local game. And that brings us to a super important piece of your SEO asset: absolutely winning your local market and connecting with the patients right there in your community. This is just a simple, powerful truth. The huge majority of patients want a doctor who is close to home. Their search starts with phrases like "dentist near me" or "physical therapist in Brooklyn." Your whole strategy has to be built to meet them right there. So, how do you do it? There are 3 things that are totally non-negotiable. 1, you have to claim and obsessively optimize your Google business profile. 2, you need to weave your city and neighborhood names all throughout your website content. And 3, you have to encourage patient reviews because they are a massive signal to search engines that you're a trusted part of the local community. Okay, this brings us to the final and maybe most important piece of the puzzle. If SEO really is an investment, you've got to be able to measure the return, right? So let's look at how we go from just tracking metrics to proving real bottom-line business value. And this right here is the key mindset shift. We're not just reporting on how much we spent on marketing this month. With good measurement, we're actually analyzing the performance of a growing asset. We're tracking its value, its reach, and how much it's contributing to the practice's success. This table makes that connection crystal clear. See, an increase in organic traffic, that's not just a number on a spreadsheet. It represents more patient inquiries. Ranking for important keywords doesn't just feel good. It means your practice has a stronger reputation and more authority. And a better conversion rate? Well, that translates directly to what matters most: more appointments on the books. At the end of the day, it all comes back to this one fundamental difference. The work you put into SEO doesn't just disappear, it compounds. It builds on itself over time, continuing to bring in new patients long after the initial work was done, creating a growth engine that doesn't need constant fuel. So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this one question to really think about for your own practice. Is your current marketing budget a recurring expense that just vanishes every month? Or is it a strategic investment building a valuable asset that will serve you and help you grow for years to come? The answer to that question will define the future of your practice.